Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Buzz from the Buzzard's Nest podcast. And today I'm just chilling out a little, listening to the rain, a little bit of light classical music. And you might think to yourself, why? Well, you gotta cool down every once in a while. Just let it all flow off your back like water on a duck's back. Because the world has gotten way too stressful. It's just gonna suck you in. Yeah, I'd hate to start off any podcast with the bad news. But like I said about this podcast, I want to talk about things that affect me, my life, the things I like to do. And so that's what we're going to discuss because it's been a busy, busy week, people. Now, if we look outside the United States, North Korea wants to blow us up with a nuclear bomb. They've been practicing lately with they're called midget subs. And they're the little nuclear warheads. Well, I should say ballistic missiles. None of them are armed yet. And then they got quiet for a little while. The next thing you know, Iran's playing the game. And from intelligence, we're seeing that the subs they're using are midget subs, just like the exact ones North Korea uses. And the little ballistic missiles they're shooting up in the air are the same exact design as North Korea. So, which end are we going to get from? Well, they're close to the same end. But are they going to join forces? What are they going to do? Are you going to worry about all these little things or big things? Or are you going to try to live life? It's hard. Hard with all these stressors in life. Well, let's come inward back to the United States. We have white supremacists coming out of woodwork because people are tearing down Confederate general statues. I seen a YouTube thing where people were flipping out because the General Lee was at a car show and it has a Confederate flag on it. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're of my age and my generation, you will never see the Dukes of Hazzard again in rerun or syndication. You'll never see the General Lee at a car show because it represents a bad time in American history. We're being censored from within because one person has a problem with it. We all have to delete it. It's terrible. Terrible. And with that, the Aryan Nation, the KKK, Antifa, and anybody that wants to produce free speech, but because it doesn't reach somebody else's opinion, instead of talking about it, opening up the discussion, we were going to go straight to battle. So we're either going to have a civil war, World War III, or the next big thing is just a doomsday clock that's still ticking. We're at 2 minutes 30 seconds before midnight. Midnight to the last days of our lives. Or the world existence, I should say. But take that moment, take a deep breath. Remember the ones you love. Be with the ones you love. Try to do some positive things with your final days, whether they're the final days because of someone else or just the final days because it was your time. I gotta look at those things and remember. Now, do we notice this stuff more because of the internet and mass media all showing us the horrors and not the goods of the world? It's pounded into us everywhere we turn around, from any social media site to the daily news on every single cable channel. Amazing. Well, with all that going on, and me sliding back in my chair, political is not a subject I want to get into. It's too much of a harsh area. If people don't like your responses or your opinion, they'll completely... Chair keeps clicking, sorry. People would just completely ignore you or question you or tell you how terrible you are for having that opinion. This is the way it used to be. All this tension in society. Just need to hate one another before they love or like one another. Heck, I'll give you a like. Let's like one another. It's mind-boggling. Sorry to say. This one might be like a little short and sweet. Might just enjoy the music in the rain. Do my little podcast. Enjoy myself. Doing something I like. Even though I'm a little bit behind. I've been working on other things. I should have been more motivated. But my own harshest critic is not you guys. It's myself. So, let's try to get this going a little bit better light. Music's kind of nice. It's classical. Calming. We could be on the brink of World War III with Iran and North Korea. We could throw Russia in there for good measures. We could throw in ISIS and any other radical Islamic state that might want to join in. And presently on our side is us, maybe Australia, maybe Britain. Japan's definite because they have already spoken up on the North Korea situation because they've been like the test direction for everything that's been fired so far from North Korea. China probably might get involved, might not get involved. I'm 50-50 on them. China right now could be a world power, not only by the military, but they're also the greatest world power right now in production of the world for everything they produce. They could be monetary giants. They might step back and say, hey, you guys figure it out, but I'll sell you some guns and stuff while you're trying to battle it out. Music in the background might cause editing problems. It might skip, so we'll see. So I've already done some stuff that needs to be edited out of here. Okay, let's move on to some happier stuff. I have contracted a gentleman that is going to redo the Buzzard's Nest podcast logo. Now you might be saying, what's wrong with the one you got? Well, we're going to go into designing some t-shirts. Now, I definitely want a t-shirt for myself because I'm going to start going out to conventions, things that are going on, filming them for YouTube, getting some podcasting in with people in the local area. Hopefully some good heavy hitters, like a mayor or two. Chief of police would be nice for the local area. Any other big names, it'd be nice to get them out there for the podcast. But also, we're going to step up the Patreon account. That's where you can help support the show with a monthly donation. Anything from $1 to $5, $10 if you want. I don't expect anybody to go beyond $10. In fact, if I get $10, that's going to be a rarity. I'm going to have to set up something special for that. But for your $1 pledge a month, you will be named as a sponsor during every podcast for the year. You'll be on the podcast and the YouTube. We'll have a little scroller at the end. For the $3 a month, that's $3 every month for a year. that's where we get into the t-shirt. And hopefully they're in on time. But I won't send out the t-shirts until I'm in the 6th month of the Patreon itself. For $5 a month, we do one podcast together for the year. You pick the subject, we'll do it over Skype. If you're local area, I'll come straight to you with my mobile equipment. And we'll just do a podcast together. I'll cut it, set it all up, and download it so everyone can listen and share with your friends. Now, this is what I thought for the $10 one. If you're doing $10 for the 12 months, we are going to do 3 podcasts together. One every quarter, every 4 months or so. One every 4 months. Again, you pick the title, the subject matter we're going to cover, and we'll, same process, cut it, do it, everything else. And in fact, if you want to YouTube it as in video, we can do that too. So that's what I'm going to do, set up for Patreon, see how it does. Then the next year, you change something. It's 12 months from when it started. That's when I change up. So we'll see how it goes. I'll be happy to get a couple $1 people. So we're going that direction. We're going to be moving off this podcast server to another podcast server, which will offer us all the podcasts being put on YouTube. So you can easily find them there on their website. And their website has an app. That's what the other one doesn't. With the app for your smartphone, all you have to do is subscribe to me, and you can listen right there from your phone. Because I've heard a lot of issues of everybody having trouble with the server I'm on now. I'm not going to bash them by name. They have to be on that site to listen to them. Now, I know I'm on SoundCloud. I've already checked that one. iTunes I'm having trouble with, but this new place will get me on iTunes. iTunes is where 55% of all podcasts are listened to, which is hard to understand because Kevin Smith and their Smodcast channel has several on SoundCloud, and that has to be helping them out a bit. Give me a little second, and I'm going to look up the stats on that. Isn't that music nice? Just so nice. Might go to sleep to that tonight. It's not giving me the information I'm looking for. I looked for where do people listen to most of their podcasts. Oh, that reminds me, it just came up. I have another thing to mention, but I'll get this one first. This link, if it opens, is from last year. And down now, I'm using an old Chromebook. It's just a little beat. Let's see here. Actually, I went for who hosts the most podcasts. Number 1 is Libsync. Number 2 is Podbean. That's where I'm going to be going. Buzzsprout, Blueberry, SoundCloud, Podomatic. That's really there. Speaker and Blog Talk Radio. Now, a lot of them offer different things. There's one on there, and I can't remember what it was, that you could have your own dedicated app made for $300 for the one-time fee. Then your fees for having a podcast, and that, I think it was close to like $100 a month. That's out of my league. I'm not there yet. Not even near. The other thing I wanted to mention, I became an Amazon affiliate. And with that, when I do my YouTube videos, I will put at the bottom of the description in capital letters buy, and there's a click link that automatically tells Amazon I don't want to say forwarded you there. I guess I will. I forwarded you there, and that when you buy that, it's under my name. It was my referral. So that will help me out bringing income in. We do have another. I put a new YouTube video up today. By the time you get this, it'll probably be yesterday. And it was on the GoPro equipment. So that's up. Let's see how well that does. And we got a few more things coming up to review. They're just little things. And see how they go from there. So that's good news. All up and coming. Better changes for the better. Hopefully everybody enjoys it. Oh, and there's free marketing with this podcast company too. That they put out the new and upcomers. So they'll be on Twitter, Facebook if you follow them. But it does catch people's eye. That should help out a bit. This one might be short and sweet. Maybe. I keep going on at work in the morning. Yay. I'm hoping... Click again. I'm hoping for a shift change here soon. So we can start working a little bit more of this in the evening. Well, it'll be afternoon time. I could record the podcast, then I could cut it from there and edit it and put it out the next day. So work out a little better. That way, 2 weekends, I could get out to the conventions and stuff that are going on and record. Yeah, this is like the leisurely podcast this time. It's all chill, man, chill. I don't have my Skype up yet. I think I do. I think my Skype is working. Right now it's in answering machine mode until I get credits paid into it. But our phone number for the Buzzard's Nest podcast is now 1-724-237-5528. You're welcome to call, leave a message. I don't know how long it records for. But if you want to start a discussion on something, hey, give it a call. Try it out. Why not? I'll edit it, put it on there. And you will get a safety recording beforehand letting you know this is a recorded phone call. And it will be used on the Buzzard's Nest podcast for any future and upcoming podcasts. So we'll see how many people call in. Hopefully it gets a good bit. We're going to go back to old school advertising too. I'm going to print up a bunch of flyers once I get the new logo. Everything pushed over to Podbean. And the new flyer will include everything on there. Try to lay them out around town. Go to a few things that are going on around town here and there. Lay them out. Give people a bunch of flyers. Why not? Hey, it's worth a shot. If you don't want the dream, you won't work for the dream. I'd speak more on this North Korea stuff, but this music's got me so chill. I'm stationed in South Korea for a while. I know those poor boys are probably on high alert right now. It's probably a big pain in the butt. I used to hate drills. A big nuclear alarm goes off all around camp. Everybody gets up, gets their gear, and starts running. They don't even see you. Can't even wipe the sleep out of your eyes when you go. Let's see, North Korea. What's in the new news? North Korea news, as per Google. Oh boy, what do we got? Oh, BBC News. Oh, 7 hours ago this was released. It's from CNN. North Korea gives U.S. a clear choice: restraint or missile launches. Jeez. U.S. President Donald Trump implied in one of his latest tweets that he forced North Korea to back down over its threat to Guam. It's a dangerous misperception that could cause the crisis to escalate, and Trump to miss what could be the best chance he will have to halt the test of missiles that can now threaten the American homeland. Wow. What else we got here? I know you are probably all getting this on your own local news. Maybe you haven't. I'm trying to stay away from it. North Korea on Reddit. Actually, I think we should send in a bunch of Navy SEALs. Just knock off Kim Jong, Jill, Ji, whatever the name is. Now, Reddit is just people created articles. And this first one caught my attention. Oh, it's in Korean. Let me see if I can translate page. Oh, it cannot be translated. What a pain. Okay, Steve Bannon, there's no military solution to North Korea threat. Holy heck. For local news, this might play, I'm sorry if it does. There's supposed to be a protest in Pittsburgh this Saturday, and it was supposedly canceled. Yeah, organizers postponed march on Google in Pittsburgh because of left-wing terrorists. Most of it's coming out of local news, but Antifa was supposed to be there, so that would end up being violent. And now it's become a march of prayer. Yeah, the protest was planned at Google's Bakery Square office. Yeah, but I still stay out of the area. You never know who's going to protest, who wants to be the idiot of the day, get their names on a paper, whatnot. Yeah. So it's been a very interesting week. Very interesting at that. I've seen people on Facebook fighting over memes they liked. Back to the election time thing. No one's allowed to have an opinion that doesn't conflict with somebody else's. If it conflicts with them, or you conflict with them, we can't agree to disagree. We're just going to go straight up violence. There's too much hate in this world, people. Too much hate. Like I said, at least we could like each other. Manners, be pleasant. That's what I try to do every day. But I do notice that in my personal life that when you are polite and do have manners, people take it as weakness, and it's not. Trust me, it's not. All right, people. So embedded in here, some pleasant music. I mentioned music enough, haven't I? And it sounds like the rain has stopped. For now. Hopefully it kicks back up when I go to sleep. I wish everybody a pleasant day, a pleasant week. We'll be back next week. Hopefully from a different location. Hopefully with my new ideas and plans steamrolling through. And hopefully everybody enjoys. And it's a short one. But short and sweet, baby. All right. I'll talk to everybody again later.